Welcome back to Wheel Rev, a day where machines meet passion and every ride has a story. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most respected names in the mid-size cruiser category, a bike that's been winning hearts for years, now refreshed and refined for a new generation. And this is the 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan 900. Kawasaki's Vulcan series has always represented that sweet balance between laid-back cruiser style and practical everyday usability. And in 2025, Kawasaki continues that tradition with some subtle yet important updates that keep the Vulcan 900 competitive in a world that's constantly evolving, both in tech and in style. At first glance, the Vulcan 900 keeps its signature low-slung cruiser profile. It's long, it's stretched, and it has that unmistakable stance that just screams classic Americana. But with Kawasaki's distinct Japanese engineering beneath the surface, the lines of the bike are smooth yet muscular, with flowing fenders that wrap around both wheels, and that signature teardrop fuel tank that's slightly more sculpted this year. The tank now features new color schemes for 2025, including a stunning metallic graphite gray with deep crimson accents, and a more classic ebony with matte silver detailing for those who love that timeless look. One of the standout elements of the Vulcan 900 has always been its engine, and Kawasaki knows better than to mess with success. Powering the Vulcan 900 is the familiar 903cc liquid-cooled, fuel-injected V-twin. And while the spec sheet might look similar to previous years, Kawasaki has done some behind-the-scenes refinements to improve throttle response and mid-range torque. The numbers remain respectably around 50 horsepower and about 58 pounds-feet of torque, but it's how that torque comes on that makes this bike feel special. Twist the throttle, and you're rewarded with that deep V-twin rumble, smooth yet powerful, pulling you forward effortlessly. It's not about blistering speed, it's about relaxed, confident cruising with just enough bite when you need it. The belt vinyl drive remains a quieter, cleaner, and lower maintenance than a chain, and the hallmark of Kawasaki's smart engineering choices for cruisers. And for those of you wondering about highway comfort, yes, the Vulcan 900 will cruise at 70 or 80 miles per hour all day without breaking a sweat. It's built for those long rides, whether you're commuting, heading out for a weekend trip, or just enjoying the open road. The frame is a double cradle steel setup, offering a nice balance of rigidity and flexibility, meaning the ride feels planted without being overly stiff. Up front, you've got a 41mm telescopic fork, and at the rear, Kawasaki's Unitrack single shock setup with 7-way adjustable preload. Translation: solo riders or those who want to bring a passenger can dial in the suspension to suit the ride. Comfort is king here. Speaking of comfort, the seat height is an approachable 26.8 inches, making it easy for shorter riders to flat-foot at stops, while still offering enough room for taller riders to stretch out. The wide, swept-back handlebars combined with forward-mounted floorboards give you that classic cruiser riding posture, a relaxed, shoulders back, feet forward, just the way it should be. Let's talk about braking. Up front, you've got a single 300mm disc with a twin piston caliper, while the rear sports a 270mm disc, also with a twin piston setup. Stopping power is adequate for the class, and for 2025, Kawasaki has integrated updated ABS as standard. It's not intrusive, and it's tuned well for typical cruiser riding, enough assistance to save you in wet conditions on panic stops, without constantly interfering with your riding experience. Now, one of the areas Kawasaki has pushed a bit further for 2025 is technology. While cruisers don't usually chase TFT displays or aggressive rider modes like sport bikes do, Kawasaki has added a subtle but appreciated modern touch with the semi-digital instrument cluster. You still get that big, classic analog speedometer, but now paired with a digital display for fuel range, gear indicator, and ambient temperature. Little things that modern riders appreciate, especially when doing longer hauls. Another big update is the inclusion of smartphone connectivity through Kawasaki's Rideology app. Riders can pair their phones via Bluetooth to track rides, monitor maintenance intervals, and even get notification alerts directly on the bike's dash. It's not overdone. It's not trying to turn your cruiser into a smartphone on wheels. But it's a nice bridge between the old-school aesthetic and modern practicality. Design-wise, the Vulcan 900 continues to offer three variants: the Classic, with its spoked wheels and white wall tires for that retro look; the Custom, with blacked out trim and more aggressive styling; and of course, the LT version for touring, complete with saddlebags, a larger windscreen, and a passenger backrest. For 2025, Kawasaki has given the LT's saddlebags slightly more internal volume and improved water resistance, making it more practical for riders who genuinely use their bikes for weekend trips. Pricing for the 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan 900 starts at around $9,799 for the Classic, with the Custom version a bit higher, and the LT topping the range at just over $11,000. Considering what you're getting, a full-size 900cc cruiser with timeless styling, reliable V-twin grunt, modern touches, and Kawasaki's bulletproof build quality, that's an incredibly competitive price in today's market. But here's the real selling point of the Vulcan 900. It's the perfect bridge between beginner-friendly cruisers like the 650cc class and the heavyweight monsters like the Vulcan 1700 or even Harley's larger cruisers. It gives you big bike presence without overwhelming weight. Curb weight sits around 620 pounds, which sounds like a lot, but thanks to its low center of gravity, it feels remarkably manageable, even for newer riders stepping into the cruiser world. It's not trying to reinvent the cruiser category. It doesn't have to. What Kawasaki has done with the 2025 Vulcan 900 is refine a proven formula, give it a bit more tech, slightly more style, and keep it true to what Vulcan riders expect: a dependable, capable, and seriously good-looking cruiser that's equally at home on city streets as it is eating up miles on the interstate. If you want something loud, chrome to oblivion, or packed with gimmicky electronics, this isn't it. But if you want reliable, stylish cruiser that won't break the bank, won't break your back, and will keep delivering ride after ride, the Vulcan 900 continues to hit that mark beautifully. So, if you're in the market for a mid-size cruiser in 2025, don't overlook this one. The 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan 900 is still here, still relevant, and still one of the smartest choices you can make if you're chasing that classic cruiser vibe with just the right touch of modern refinement. Thanks for riding with us here at Wheel Rev. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more in-depth reviews, first looks, and real-world riding impressions. Until next time, may keep your wheels turning and your heart wide open.